and welcome back. This is my update video to my Buckingham Palace mock. Before I get started, I will go through what's happening in this video and any major things about the palace. So, I'm going to go through what's new, what's to be improved, and what's to come in the future. And also, I'm going to tell you when I'm hoping the exterior will be complete. So that is good. So it will go through this intro, then the front section, middle and back, interior, and then a wrap up at the end. So enjoy, don't forget to sub, don't forget to leave a comment, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed. So, you may have noticed, there's now a black material around it. That's to make the building stand out and also look more professional. The groundwork around here has now been tiled off as well, so the whole groundwork of the palace is nice, tiled, and looks the best it can since last time. So, I'm going to go through the figures that you can see in front of you, and then we will get into talking about the front section of the palace. So, enjoy. First up, we are going right to left, and you have the Royal Guards band section. The front row have the drums, one on a horse. The wind instruments are the first two rows, I believe, or first three. At the back will have the brass instruments, and then also possibly some bagpipes in the future. Next to them, we have the Ravens Knight, and that's a small faction at the moment, and it will increase in the future. Behind them, you have the Vikings, one at the moment. There are two others around, but I think there may be a few more, but they will increase definitely in the future, from past figures, from CMF's lines, and also the future Lego sets to come out, especially the greater one that's supposed to come out next year. Next to that, you have the Crown Lions. They are the main faction in this city that I've been building, called Buckingham, as their king rules over it. Next to them are the Knights, or temporary figures who are in place of Knights. You have the Raven Knight, a general of the guard, the general of the Vikings, a temporary knight for the Lion Hearts, the knight for the Crowned Lions, the knight for the Dragon Knights, and the Tech Kingdom's Knight, which will be replaced as the Black Falcon's Knight. As well, the general here will be replaced, but not sure what he will be replaced as. On the left, you have the Field Marshal. On the right, you have the Holy Knight. He only fights when all 7 kingdoms fight. He has the Holy Sword with him as well. So, that was a quick rundown on the main kingdom's knights who are on parade outside the palace. There are others throughout the palace, and I do hope you enjoy. This is going into the update section of the video, so see you in a second. Hello, now we are into the update section of this video. We will start from the right to the left of the front section of this palace, and then have a quick cut so we can do a better view of the back half of the palace. So, the right section has been upgraded quite a bit. I don't believe since last you saw the palace, we had these columns looking like this. They are a lot better, a lot more accurate, and just look amazing, in my opinion. As we go down, the pillars have now been a lot better transitioned into the top pillars, with the G-slopes that I've added at the top section of the pillars. The middle one does have a plate difference because of the new ramp that has recently been added. This ramp will be improved as it at the minute still looks like stairs. So that will hopefully happen in the near future, probably sloped pieces at the front. As well, there's a new door added for this ramp and it's in depth put back a little bit, so it just gives a bit more of a feature. As well, you do see a line here. This will have a railing, so when people come up this ramp, they don't go flying off the edge. That won't be a good thing. Now, we come back to the front. The balcony here has been updated. It has now tiles, as most of the palace is starting to get tiles. The banister has tiles, and also down here has tiles. That is a quick little update on that section. That is now complete in my mind, except the top sections here do need tiles as well as the level below it. The banisters here have been tiled up as well. I did find out recently that these are actual balconies such as this one. So in a future period when I'm coming back for a phase 2 on this building, if I do a phase 2, these may end up being pushed forward a bit to make a nice balcony, and these pillars therefore can go all the way down. As well, on the top you have a nice tiled section. This still needs adding, as you can see 2 studs at the back of each pillar, and also at the back there. And also we'll have that happen to this one and down here. The good thing about this down section here, the window over there is now 4 studs apart rather than being 2 studs since we last saw. So that box there where the guard stands is now accurately in between, which is good news. So I do realise this may be a little quick, but there's a lot to cover in this video. What we can see down here is the tunnels. These were mostly complete when I did my last video, but I just never covered them, as I believe they weren't fully complete. But now they are. There's brand new lights outside, more accurate to the original ones that are outside the palace itself. As well, down there you can see indent in the wall. On both sides they both have doorways, so you can make easy travel from this side to this side of the palace, which is good news for the people working at this palace. And this tunnel is the exact same style as the one over there, so I won't be covering that tunnel over there. But yes, all tiled up, and that's a nice view from what you see underneath, as well as the troops down the end. Now we move on to the main tunnel. This main tunnel has had a lot of improvements. It's got wider, it's got new gates, and also on the left and right they have passageways for people to walk up and down the area and go inside the left side and the right side. This is so they don't have to go through the main section. As well, you can just about see there are arches going around along the top section. I may get a picture of this section of the palace later and add it in this section of the video so you can better see this. So yes, there also, you may see that little black piece hanging down. That is where a light will be added in a future update, as well as inside the passageways there's a lot of spaces for lights to be added. So yeah, it's a lot more lighting to be added, and then that tunnel will be 100% complete, as these ones here are. The next major update to the front is the balcony. The red fabric that usually hangs over the front of the palace when events are calling for the balcony to be in use has been upgraded itself since its original make. It previously had already been updated, but I didn't like it that much, so I updated it again. As well, whilst underground, I dealt with the top section here and tiled this section over, so the figures can stand a lot better at their own sort of eye level, or I believe it's chest level, for the figures to be able to see over the balcony, which is good news for them. As well, the left side has got work started upon it. As I did say in my last video, I would start working on it. You can see the platform at the bottom has been added. Let me just give you a better view of that. There we go. That is a better view, and that platform has now been added, so has the top section's platform. The bricks will be added once I get more bricks for it, and be able to complete that section, hopefully by the next update, and hopefully definitely before Christmas, so the palace looks complete from the front. But yes, as you may be aware, the palace has started to get the roof sections. This is a better view of what the roof section is, or a platform of the roof section is. No details have been added yet, as I haven't figured out what the best route is. The major thing I do know is the inside section will have sloped sections going from the front to the back bit, from the back to the front, and from the side, and will therefore carry on going down this section till it gets to the end. These will be in dark bluish grey slopes, so the palace looks as accurate as it can be. So that is the front, what's new about it. We will do a quick go around later of what's to be added. For example, there's stuff very special getting added in that section there of the palace. So I will cut here, I will rejoin you, and we will carry on with the update for the back section and middle section of the palace. See you in a second. We are back, and now it's the update section for the back section and middle. As you may be able to see, the middle section here is quite on the way of getting constructed. Both sections have their second floor platforms and their roof platforms, which is grand. As you can see, this one's getting its trying run of what windows may fit. I do have to look at what the palace does have up there, so I can try and accurately recreate that, even though this middle section is not accurate, because if it was, I'd need literally double that, as it's supposed to be a proper square courtyard. But obviously, the palace is already that big. I have no more room for it, so maybe in the future, maybe not, as this is technically now two different palaces in my mind, as technically it is still Buckingham Palace, a recreation of Buckingham Palace in minifig scale, but in my realm, in my kingdom, it is now known as the Seven Kingdoms Palace. This is where the Seven Kingdoms come for major meetings, major events, major ceremonies, anything that needs all Seven Kingdoms to be together, which is rare, but when it does happen, you know it's important. Such as the gala from a little while back, a few months back. When that happened, you can actually see the gala room there. You will be able to see that a lot better a little later. Now, let us move on to the back, as obviously squished a bit. Hopefully, by the next update, this will be complete, that will be complete, and I'm hoping that corner there will be complete. The left hand side over there and the right hand side of the back, their platforms are now complete. They have no bricks laid out for the actual thing yet, but once I do figure out how many bricks they need, well, how many bricks the whole palace needs left, that's when I'll order them, and then hopefully the palace therefore is close to completion then. Well, it is. So, but second floor, roof complete, second floor and roof complete over there. And now the second floor and only the second floor is complete for the middle section. Well, mostly. The left and right main middle section of the back is complete for the second floor. Just waiting to add up the last bits of the plates to therefore know how many parts I need, and once I've done that, which I have done most of it, so then I'll be able to order all those parts and complete the roof sections for the left, right, middle, front section, back section in the middle, and also the front section over here. But yes, as you can see, work in progress over there in the middle. That is how it usually looks when I'm halfway through building a section of the palace. But you may notice it's in 3 zones: the back, the middle, and the front section. The front section is going to have a roof, so that's a lot easier for me to create than have it attached to that when transportation comes into a point of view. And the middle section will be more of a square, so it's easier to maneuver, easier to sort out. Obviously down here, this first level didn't get that treatment because this was hanging off and it needed something to hold onto, so I attached it to that, and also I attached the back section to it, as that's how I've done it. And also it's got windows, so it sort of fit, as this top section will be separate because that's more an art section on the brickwork for the palace, and then its own little roof. Example, something like this most likely will get upgraded, as I'm not much of a fan of it at this point in time and would prefer it to be more curved as the real one is. So definitely curve that one, make that a lot better. So yes, that is literally all I have for the back of the palace. And now it is to the interior of the palace, which may get split into 2. The front little piece here and what's going on in there, and then the ballroom and throne room, and also talk about the courtyard a bit, as I don't believe I've actually spoke about the courtyard much in my videos. So be right back in a few seconds. Right, I'm back, and now it's for the interior section. We're going to start at the front and make our way to the back. So this room here, you'll recognise that room as the main treasury room, but you may notice this piece here used to be over there. I'm moving things around, so something very special can be put there. I'm not 100% sure what it will look like yet, but it'll probably be like a crown or something very important, a relic, maybe a religious relic or a very important relic. As you may notice, the Ark's cage has been opened, as the Ark is out of the palace at the minute, as it has been since Halloween. I just haven't put it back yet. You are able to see the actual Ark in the Halloween story from this year on my Instagram, which is the same name as this YouTube channel. Now, this room next to the main one is where the armors of the kingdoms are going to be. You are going to have the 6 normal kingdoms going up from the probably earliest ones to join the kingdoms to the most important ones, such as the main kingdom, which will have the line hearts there, probably crown lines there, and possibly like the black falcons, the ravens, I'd say, yeah, dragon knights, and then the others such as the Vikings, and then whoever else I add to the roster. But yes, and then on the left and right there will be very important armors such as the holy armor, which you saw earlier in the video, and another armor that will probably be on the same sort of ranking as that armor. So yes, that is that room. Before we head that way, we'll head this way. You can see another room, another room. These are just new troops coming in, but these will be like office rooms or different major rooms. I haven't really chosen what they're going to be, but this here will be a stairwell. This will lead us down to the first floor and be able to come up here. Same thing on the other end over there, as you can see just there. But you'll recognise where we are now. This is a little bit of a mess, do forgive me, but obviously this is a mock that's getting created constantly. So the next time you see this room, I do hope it be tiled, walls will be done. There's possibly going to be an entranceway from here to here. As you can see, the door is waiting to get put in. So yeah, that's that. The tables are still here. New plants, I believe I've put on the table since last. But yeah, now we're going to move this way. Let me just move forward. Do apologise about the shaky cam, but best I can do it at this point in time. But what you can see is just a bit transport quiet. But so you can see that very important throne that I spoke about in the last time we spoke in the last update. That is now put in there. The other 2 thrones are now put in here. They are now relics, or they are only used when very important things happen, or a change of probably kingdom that rules this palace. At the minute it's the round lines. That's for the line hearts, because obviously head of the 7 kingdoms has to have the most holy and important throne. On the left of it has the line hearts flag, a star that used to be here. You have 4 rings for the 4 horsemen, also being seen in my latest posts for the Halloween story from my Instagram. Down here, you may be able to tell. I can't really see from my angle, but there's all knickknacks and different parts for the palace. As I just climb the show you a better angle of that. Do apologise. But you can see here, it has a sword, it has all different gems, has the spear, a note or very important piece of paper, probably something like the Declaration of Seven Kingdoms formation, or something like that. Like, you have a table, and also the thing that's hanging off this wall, which you may have saw a better view earlier, is a cross. As obviously there is some religion in this realm, so they have to have one of them. Well, there's obviously going to be other religious relics, obviously, such as the Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant, different things. I'll probably be adding even more over time. What I am thinking for this Knight's Armory room is, if you've ever seen in the Windsor Castle, they have a room with a hell of a load of shields on the ceiling, and that's what I'm thinking to do for going up the wall, one for each of the kingdoms, and then different ones, probably from, I don't know, like K-Town. It's on Instagram, and they do really amazing shields for minifigs and armors, to be precise, and all different things. And I might use their shields to adorn the walls of this palace. Maybe put them even around the palace itself. Different armours. So, as you may be well aware by now, but the hallways themselves have been tiled. Since last you only saw that section in front of the main relic room, but all this downstairs and a good chunk of the back has been tiled. As you can see down there, that will change, and obviously you can see just around here that's starting to get tiled, but obviously here's going to be a smaller staircase, so I've got to work that out before I tie all that up and tie all this area here up. But this area here is getting started. This is the main throne room after all. The two main thrones raised off the ground. You also have a nice bit that goes in, so you walk quite a bit up before you get to the thrones. You'll have the green room. You then also have it's like a little guards room before the staircase, where I assume obviously guards stand before they had to enter the green room, and then before they got to speak with the king or queen. But that was probably more used when it was mostly kings many years ago. If you do know when it was last used as a proper guards sort of like thing, when it was more ceremonial, less ceremonial and full action, do leave it in the comments as trivia. On the right side you have the drawing rooms, such as, I believe that would be the white drawing room with the hidden doorway, which, actually no, I believe that might be it there, which is like a mirror on a table that moves out the way, so Her Majesty can walk through, so she doesn't have to go through the main hallways. And then you've got the music room above the ballroom. I may add a picture of what downstairs looks like if I do get time to do that. But yes, you can see just there in our view is the ballroom, which, if you follow me on Instagram, you will know. I do have to say, if you do follow me on Instagram, you will notice a lot of stuff that I don't post over here, as I have been posting quite regularly over there. But I'm just quickly switching hands for a second. Right. The the ballroom will be moved over that way, as in this area here we'll have the grand stairwell and have the dome on top. Oh, I did forget, that hallway there will have a semicircular, half cylinder shaped skylight, so natural light can flood in. And over here we'll have the dome, so natural light can flow into the grand stairwell. A very tricky stairwell, as it goes up, curves around both sides, and then pops in, so it pops into this section, whilst also going up to this section. Confusing, I know, but if you've seen it, or even been in it, as I have, you'll know how confusing it is. But yes, that's more or less all the interior that has been completed for the palace. And yeah, that is most of the palace complete. I will now get down and wrap this video up, as I know it's very long. So, see you in 2 seconds. So, I'm back. I do hope you all have enjoyed this quick, long update video on the palace. And now, a quick little bit saying what's going to happen with the palace. So what is going to happen with the palace is obviously going to stick around for quite a long time, to be precise. What I am planning to do is actually take it on show when it's fully complete, probably exterior-wise, but that'd be later on, probably maybe late next year, the year after, depending. But yeah, which you may think, hang on, it's not near completion, why would you think of going to show? Well, with exterior wise, I'm hoping the exterior will be complete by end of January, fingers crossed, so then I don't have to think about it for quite some time. And also I'm going to be able to hopefully separate the bottom half of this as I do top 2 floors, so it's easier transportation, and I'll make boxes for it, custom boxes, so it's easy enough to travel. Probably maybe 2 boxes if I can fit that in, and they end up always living underneath this palace, round about the back corner over there. But yes, whilst the exterior will be complete and I probably will carry on working on the interior, I also will, once I'll be able to separate it, I'll also be able to take the back half, put that away and move the full palace backwards. With that, I then can work on the front courtyard and that glorious water fountain in front of the palace. It's something that I've wanted to build for some time. That gold figure in there, that's supposed to be one of the figures, or even the figure, to be used for the statue on top, which has been quite the plan. But that will hopefully, that sort of stuff will probably start, I'm guessing, after January, because this palace is going to be part of a major part of the storyline coming up. As you may be well aware, the Halloween story had some revealing stuff, some shocking stuff to be precise, that's happened in the realm of the city, and I won't spoil it, just in case you haven't read through all the story, but suddenly someone more or less killed off a character, and now there's a void, and sort of the kingdoms may need to come together at a point in the near future. But also, hopefully then when I do go to shows, you there watching this can actually come and see the palace in real life, which would be fun. But yeah, that's quite some time in the future. And then hopefully I'll be able to complete the interior and do all different things. As at some point, once, maybe throughout that, or once it's complete, I do want to take this down, put it in its box, and then put a new mock up. That won't be going in a box, it'll probably then just be taken down and the parts used for another mock. But probably like a cathedral that I've been hoping to do, or different things really. I won't tell you now, you'll have to wait and see. Also, don't forget to go check out my other videos that I've been putting up, such as the Remembrance Day from earlier this last week, and also the Egypt project, which I'm having a lot of fun making. But from me, for now, goodbye. Hope you have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you've enjoyed, and comment below. And God save the Queen and country.